Well, I feel like Kipp came to us.
Okay.
But so we chose to live in the inner city and somewhat try and revitalize an area of town where my husband grew up. So we always knew that the challenges of choosing an education for our children was going to be something we were going to have to start looking into early on. And someone a few years ago mentioned Kipp, and I looked into it at the time, but there was only a high school and a middle school. So kind of was like, well, okay, and I didn't understand what a charter school was. I didn't know the difference between a magnet school, and so I felt like, well, let me just stick with what I know at this point. So my husband and I definitely understand the significance of having a value system play into your success in life, not necessarily academics, but just in general.
Mm-hmm.
So we had always considered probably having to go to some sort of private school or something along those lines. And lo and behold, my husband serves on the board of Voices for Children, and he was given a book called How Children Succeed, and Kipp was all over that book.
Mm-hmm.
So it prompted me to do more research, and by this time they had started in elementary, and it was dual language, so it was bonus points because we had already started Diego in a dual language preschool, and we were looking to see how we were going to continue that form of his education. So we came to check it out, and we did a little more research on how they arrived at the 7 character values and how they try and institute it daily into the normal academic program. So we were sold, and we did our application, and then of course we didn't get it in on the lottery. But so we kind of said, okay, we're going to try again next year. We'll figure out something for this year. And we got that phone call in the middle of summer telling us that something had opened up for us if we were still interested. So of course we jumped on it, and he's really thrived here. We've enjoyed growing with the school.
Yeah.
And understand that we can't be completely involved in the everyday because we have other small children, but just knowing that he comes home and he talks about not only the value system and that his homework is somewhat in Spanish, and he talks about what he did and the groups and his teachers. We really feel lucky that it came right at the perfect time for us. So it really was like Kipp came to us. Well, I feel like it's an extremely important choice. I am definitely pro public school. My husband went to Catholic school his whole life, so we definitely have the debate. But I understand that somewhere the system has broken down, and so for somebody to come in and want to do something on a level where there's more control over how money is spent and where the focus should be, I see it as definitely making sure that public schools step it up another level and that we level the playing field. And so I do feel like parents do have more choices now, and private schools are also having to pay attention to what charter schools are doing. And I feel like the only thing that can happen is that our children will benefit from the results of everybody trying to keep up with the other one on the results of what actually work and don't work. So, I mean, as of right now, we're extremely impressed with not only the work that he brings home, but just the social aspect of how he's grown. And so we definitely feel like we wanted our children, we moved to this area of town with a mission, and so to send our kids to school somewhere else would defeat the purpose. So I definitely feel it's going to have a big impact on the fact that they live and go to school and take part in their very own community, and that they understand that it's okay. And the people that they go to school with each and every day, they count and they matter, and so do they, and our voices should be heard, and that our education is just as viable and just as important as those who live in the suburbs. Just because we're in the inner city doesn't automatically mean that we should have substandard not necessarily facilities, but substandard, what's the word I'm looking for here?
The academics
Standards
themselves.
Yeah, and academics
standards.
and what we have access to.
Yeah.
So
you had to have been very excited when they built this particular campus because for the revitalization.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, my husband used to shop here when it was an old Kmart store. And so to be able to walk in and see the transformation for him was amazing. That you know, he was like, wow, I can't believe, you know, the things that they can do.
Mm-hmm.
But also to see a vacant building in an area of town that where we're trying to promote growth, not only get used, but to be recycled into an educational facility for children, and it's right in the middle of a main street and very close to universities. And so I feel like it makes a big impact. It's right in the middle of a neighborhood, and it's definitely going to make a difference.